We have Morgan Lyons here, and he bought a dog from us many years ago. I don't even know how long we have been friends. It has been that long. I believe probably close to 7 years now.
Yes, sir.
Morgan, introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Morgan Lyon. Originally from Utah. Mr. Steven and I met. Mr. Steven and his wife Lily, we met down in Texas. We were living in Rockwall, and I'm a chiropractor by trade. I've always been into the duck hunting. I love duck hunting. I grew up with labs. Was looking for something that could do a little bit more, and yeah, that's kind of who I am. To start.
Good. Well, let's jump right in. What made you call North Texas Pudelpointers? What started the journey in the very beginning?
The very beginning, I had the intention of buying a lab. Had everything lined up to get a lab, just didn't end up working out. My wife and I had been looking for a dog for at least 5 years already before we had called you. My uncle has 2 Pudelpointers. I'd never really heard of the breed. I'd never really seen the dogs work. You hear versatile, and you never know if you're going to get a water dog or an upland dog when you hear versatile. My uncle was like, "Hey, come over and watch me run my dogs and see what you think." Well, the dogs weren't afraid of water. They went in with such enthusiasm. It almost reminded you of a retriever. And then he had them out in the field, and they were amazing. And I was like, this is the dog I want. I want a Pudelpointer. I was looking at all the different kennels, and one day my wife, because we were in Rockwall, Texas, my wife was like, "Hey, have you ever heard of Stephen Lundy?" I was like, "No, I've never heard of Stephen Lundy. I don't know who that is." And she's like, "Give him a call. He's only 30 minutes away. Give him a call." I gave you a call. I asked you a bunch of questions, and just off that call, I knew, hey, I need to go see this guy in person and meet him and meet his dog and meet his family. That's really what pushed me to give you a call, was how close you were. I needed somebody who had the experience, that was close. And honestly, that convenience of being close is why I gave you a call. Actually, to add to that, this is kind of funny. Hold on real quick. To add to that, I even asked my uncle. I was like, "Hey, have you ever heard of Stephen Lundy?" And he's like, "No, let me call and talk to Bob Ferris." And he called me back and was like, "Hey, Morgan." He's like, "I had nothing but good things I heard from about Stephen Lundy from Bob Ferris." He's like, "Give that guy a call. You'll see what his dogs are like." And so that also helped inspire me to give you a call. It was really cool.
I haven't heard that part of the story. That's pretty cool.
I know you hadn't. Yeah.
So, this is something that has always given me, Lily, both of my kids, a lot of pride. So I want you to answer this question as big as you possibly can, because this is why you and I are friends. This is why we have started this journey. What approach did you use to prove your seriousness in this whole process to us? What did you do?
Well, 6 months before you had the litter, honestly, first off, based on the call, you're like, "Hey, I don't have any dogs available. The litter's spoken for." And I think, I'm pretty confident it was me showing up. I showed up almost every day for 6 months, working all your other dogs. I worked Stella, I worked Piper, I worked Jaeger, all the dogs, the client dogs you had. And it wasn't just me. Kylie came down too. And that's honestly how we got to know you, and you got to kind of see how serious we were in learning how to train, because there's a lot of guys out there. I mean, crap, when I was a kid, my dad is the same way. Every dog is a little different, And some dogs can be a little intimidating. And I'm talking about labs. So that willingness to come down and work with all the different dogs, not just one, not the easy ones, but also the more difficult ones, a little bit more headstrong dogs. And just being able to see the difference and how to handle a different dog. So yeah, I would say the consistency in coming down, working the dogs regularly.
And the willingness to be able to do anything. That was a big deal to us. And I don't personally remember, because it was so long ago, that the litter was spoken for. But that's one of the things that I tell everybody is, hey, the squeakiest wheel gets the pup. And if I have 5 people hounding me about dogs, and all of a sudden I have somebody fly in under the radar that shows up, that texts me 3 or 4 times a day, he's always calling me, always commenting on things and texting me, and I don't keep a deposit. I don't ask for a deposit for any dog for that specific reason. I want to be able to put a dog in whoever's hands want it the most. And if all the dogs were spoken for and you got a puppy out of that just goes to show my process and the way that we do things works very well, because now we're friends. We're going to talk later on about, we've had several litters. You keep up with my kids. I keep up with Thatcher. There's a relationship that is created in that process, and you are a great testament to that relationship whenever you do everything and hound me and wear me out and all that stuff. So, excuse me. Good job and great way to explain the process. Another question. After working with dogs for months, hey, go ahead if you need to.
Yeah, sorry. Thatcher, go ahead. Yeah, that's fine. I want you to grab a book and start reading. All right. Thank you, Steve.
No, you're good. It's called life, remember?
I know. Never ends.
After working with dogs for months, before we even had a litter, what made you want to be a breeder as a goal? Because we didn't just sell you a puppy. We sold you a female with a decision that you are going to breed that dog if everything worked out. The paperwork was fantastic. It was a line breeding off of Romo, one of Bob's dogs, and we ended up keeping a stud dog out of it. You kept a female for us to be able to breed. So in that 6-month window, 7 months, whatever that number is, what was your thought process that changed from just wanting a dog to all of a sudden wanting to become a breeder? Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. When you told me about Bob's book, and you even let me borrow your own copy, Bob Ferris's book, when he was talking about genetics, and he was talking about training, and he was talking about creating just absolute incredible bloodlines. I had already had conversations with you about it as well. The interest just sparked of, hey, I've already got some amazing female, I got amazing female bloodline. What else can I do with that? And the goal that my wife and I have always had is to make our dog an incredible water dog. That was always so important. And when we had Rogue, and after her first year, she just was incredible. In the water and just loving it. And we saw that drive, and we thought, for people who are serious about their dogs in the water or even in the field, we can create and keep and maintain amazing bloodlines and amazing dogs. I think, that's what really drove us the most, is we can produce a freaking amazing water dog, which you'd already started, and we were just kind of building off of that.
Well, Bob started it, we just try to continue the legacy there.
Yeah, sure.
How confident were you whenever it was time to test Rogue, her NA test, because you tested Rogue the same time that Levi tested Phil, and then Tyson, he was testing his dog from Lee Branch as well.
Yes.
Walk us through the kind of the intimidation of testing, and it's not like you'd worked with dogs for years and years and years, but you had a very good foundation because of how many dogs you touched at our place before you even got Rogue. You knew how to set her up for the test. You knew how to start it. So walk us through a little bit of that testing mentality where you're kind of on pins and needles. You know what you have, and yet, hey, this is still a test day.
We tested that dog at 10 months old. The date was 10/10/21. I had already been to another test before. She'd counseled me, hey, go see a test. Go see it in person. I'd watched YouTube videos, the NAVHDA YouTube videos of how the tests work, what's all required. You and I have talked about it multiple times. I was out at Forney with you at least 2 or 3 days out of the week in preparation for the test. Now the dogs are just full of natural ability. It's just guiding it to make sure you get the outcome you want out of it. Just that exposure. That was probably the biggest thing, was the confidence build. The more I got to see that dog be successful as we set her up for success. When we got to the test, it's hard not to say that I didn't have a little bit of an ego. I don't know if it was necessarily ego, just a lot of confidence, because we had put in the work, and I honestly expected nothing less than prize one for that dog. And honestly, that was the same way with the second one. Kylie, my wife Kylie and I, we put a ton of work and time into those dogs. And it's not like they needed it, but I think we needed it too. So that when we showed up, we could exude that confidence. The dog felt comfortable because we were confident in it. And all the dog had to do was do what it had already been trained to do. And honestly, when you do the work and you pay the time, we were having fun. We were just happy to be there. We were excited. Maybe a little nervousness, just because it had been the first time we'd ever tested a dog.
Right.
You get a lot of people there that are confident, that have done the test many times before. But we knew who we were working with. We were working with Stephen Lundy. He talked about us. You set us up for complete success. To be patient with your dog, just be confident with your dog, and then of course all the scenarios we'd set up with dogs previously. It was a win. I was excited and I was ready to rock and roll. So there was definitely a lot of confidence there when we went to run the test.
Do you remember what she scored?
112.
112. Excellent.
Yes, sir.
So when were you all in and decided to breed under our kennel name to jumpstart your own kennel? How flexible were we in coaching through this process and through this journey? Give us a little bit about your heart, my heart, how it's kind of, we haven't always agreed on everything. At the end of the day, the camaraderie and the dogs have always come first.
Absolutely. I have to say the flexibility goes both ways. I don't know another guy, and I'm sure, don't get me wrong, they're out there, but I don't know a guy who responds to all my texts, answers all my calls in person. I've asked you, me and Kylie have asked you the same question 50 times, and that reinforcement of, hey, this is what you need to do. be confident in this. You kind of already know the answer. You kind of walk us through it and say, hey, well, what do you think is the answer on this? Instead of just giving it to us all the time. So making us more confident in that item that we had a question on. The flexibility, we've had to be able to drive over to where the studs are. We've had to make sure we were able to drop our dog off to be able to be bred. When you're in the dog game, whether it's training, hunting, or breeding, you've got to be willing to be flexible with your time. The dogs are a priority. And I know we're talking about breeding, but hunting alone, to me, I think that's probably why our dogs have been so successful, is because we've made the time to go shoot at a duck hole, or go to North Dakota and do a bird hunt, or go to the panhandle of Texas to run on quail or pigeons